In this video, we're going to take a look at the latest Halifax house price index that was released covering May 2024. And we're also going to take a look at an article that discusses the outlook for the rental market in the UK for the remainder of 2024. Hi, everybody. I'm Craig. I'm a mortgage broker and I help people with all their property financing needs. So if property and finance are two things that interest you, then please do give me a follow. So before we get into this, can I please ask you to do me two favors? Could you please give the video a thumbs up or a like? And could you please also share it, because this information might be very useful to somebody else. So I really appreciate your assistance in getting the word in this video spread to as many people as possible. Okay, so the Halifax released the latest house price index this morning. And as you can see, the headline suggests that the UK house prices remain static in May. The average house price is stable in May. They're down just 0.1% on a monthly basis. The annual rate of house price growth was at 1.5% last month from a 1.1% in April, and a typical home in the UK now costs just under £289,000. And the region showing the strongest price growth is the Northwest. Amanda Bryden, the head of mortgages at the Halifax, said the UK house prices were largely static in May, edging down slightly by 0.1% or around £170 in cash. On an annual basis, prices rose for a sixth consecutive month, up by 1.5% versus 1.1% in April. The average property price now stands at £288,688. Market activity remained resilient throughout the spring months, supported by strong nominal wage growth and some evidence of an improvement in confidence about the economic outlook. This has been reflected in a broadly stable picture in terms of property price movements, with the average cost of a property little changed over the last 3 months. A period of relative stability in both house prices and interest rates should give a degree of confidence to both buyers and sellers. While home buyers and those remortgaging will continue to respond to changes in borrowing costs, set against a backdrop of limited supply of available properties, the market is unlikely to see huge fluctuations in the near term. And this is something that we're seeing on the ground. There is a lot of fluctuation with mortgage rates at the moment. They are remaining fairly stable, but they have been on an upward trajectory. We have also been seeing lots of inquiries from particularly first-time buyers and people wanting to move home, and those inquiries are actually now turning into written business, which is a positive. So there was a worry that the general election was going to put a bit of a halt to the housing market. It doesn't appear to have done so. Seems that people have just got used to this new higher interest rate environment that we're in, and they're deciding to just proceed with their new purchase plans regardless of what is happening with the election and the economy. But overall, the outlook for the UK economy is looking better. As we announced in another video recently, the ECB cut their interest rate yesterday. The Bank of England are meeting later on this month. There's a hope, we're keeping our fingers crossed, that they could actually cut the base rate in the UK as well, although it's uncertain as to whether or not it will happen this month or if it may be put back to August or even later in the year. But we'll keep an eye on it. Now, if you're watching me on any of my social media channels that's not YouTube, then you might want to go check me out on YouTube, because there will be a link to this article within the video notes. I can't put the link to the article on any of the other social media channels, only on YouTube. So if you do want to have a read of this yourself, then please do go over there. There is a link in my bio to my YouTube channel. Let's take a look at the other report. So what's the outlook for the UK rental market for the rest of 2024? The rental market is on track for a slowdown in rental growth to 5% in 2024. This has been driven by changes in demand and affordability, rather than any expansion in supply, which should be a key focus area for any incoming government, according to Zoopla. While a general election means that the rental reform bill failed to make it to the statute box, rental reform is still needed in the rental sector to improve the protection of existing renters. The big policy focus of a new government should be on boost the stock of homes for rent, both private and affordable, through increased housing delivery supported by additional funding and reforms to the planning system. Zoopla says this is the best option to improve the choice for renters and improve the quality of homes for rent. It's important political parties set out specific policies to support the private rented sector in manifestos. The latest data from Zoopla shows that rental demand has softened over the last year, but there are still 15 people chasing every home for rent, more than double the pre-pandemic average of 6 people. Available supply has grown by almost a fifth over the last year, but there are still a third fewer homes for rent than over the pre-pandemic years due to low levels of new investment in rented homes. And again, this is something that we are seeing on the ground. Now, I deal with an awful lot of professional portfolio landlords, and I have to say that they've actually, for quite some time now, paused their purchasing of further properties. We do have a few landlords that are still purchasing, and whilst I'm based down in London, a lot of our landlord clients are now starting to purchase further north in the UK, where prices are cheaper and rental yields are better. There has been a significant slowdown in the rental market in the London region. Now, a lot of this has been caused by the higher interest rate environment that we've been finding ourselves in, and the calculations that lenders use to work out what you can actually borrow has really scuppered a lot of landlords' plans because they quite simply can't make the numbers work. Of course, this is why we're also seeing massive increases in rental premiums, but despite that, there is still significant demand, as it suggests in this report. So the buy-to-let market is potentially one that could be making a bit more of a comeback from 2025 onwards. We just need to wait and see what any incoming government do and how they plan to make changes to help not only renters but also landlords to provide more properties as well. As with the Halifax House Price Index, there will be a link to this report on the YouTube channel. So again, just another reminder, if you're not following me on YouTube, please do go to the link in my bio and go subscribe to the YouTube channel where you will be able to read these articles for yourself. Hopefully you found that useful. Any questions, any thoughts, any comments, please, we do love to interact with people. Leave them in the comments below and we do try and respond to each and every single one of you. Thanks for watching. Hope you found that useful. Take care.